Warning, the following makeup tutorial may be unsuitable for basic bitches and those of the clean girl aesthetic. This is the glam that I live for. You know at heart I'm always going to be that full coverage, full beat, cake face kind of gal. I feel like so many people are just like done with the clean girl makeup and the clean girl aesthetic, and we're wanting to bring back 2016 makeup. And if you're going to put makeup on, put the makeup on. I'm using the CAKED Glam foundation balm in the shade Golden. I have to say, like, I love clean girl makeup. Like, I do think it is so nice and fresh and just girly, right? But it's just not me. But this is the type of glam that I just absolutely live for, and I feel like at the minute I've been doing recently so many like colourful makeup looks, which I also love, but I just want to do something glam that I know that I want to be buried in. This foundation recently has quickly become such a favourite. Even though I use a full coverage foundation, I'm still going to be using a full coverage concealer. I'm going to take two actually. So my Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer, this wee one here, I'm taking that just in the outer corners, and then I'm taking the Kimchi The Most Concealer. I'm taking this and I'm popping that just in the inner corner because it is quite brightening. What shade is this? Peachy Ivory. I feel like there's nothing peachy about this at all, but oh well. But no, I like to have this right in at the inner corner because it's really nice and brightening, and these concealers are flawless. I'm gonna leave that to kind of marinate, set, all that good stuff, and then I'm gonna go in now and do a wee bit of cream bronzing. Has any of you tried underpainting? Because I wouldn't mind actually trying it at some stage, but I don't know. Do you know what, I have so many favourite steps to doing my base makeup, but this part here, whenever it comes to I obviously have my foundation on, my blending out my concealer and my cream bronzer. This takes time and a lot of blending, a bit of brush work and a bit of sponge work. So just kind of somewhat blending out that bronzer as much as I can, and then I'm back into blending out the concealer. I'm going to switch actually to the sponge that I use to blend out my foundation. You see the way that's just kind of blended in perfectly to the rest of my face, like my foundation and everything. And I always like to use a slightly smaller sponge for the concealer under my eyes as well, so I can really pinch at it and get it right down the sides of my nose and in under the eyes. And just so I can be a wee bit more precise with my blending. And then the brush. I feel like the key to making your base look absolutely flawless, especially whenever you use a lot of full coverage cream products, is just having the patience and the time to really blend in everything. So again, I'm taking my foundation sponge, and you see with the concealer and the cream bronzer, you had that definite line there go along the line. You've obviously seen it there as I was talking, like how that blended in beautifully. And then also taking the foundation sponge, I'm going to go around just in a C shape and then up and underneath the cream bronzer. And this is also going to blend the cream bronzer into my foundation. So same on this side. I just prefer the finish of a sponge, and I feel like you get more coverage with a sponge. A dry sponge. I still to this day use a dry sponge. If I'm wanting something very, very natural, like a no makeup day, that is whenever I will actually dampen my sponge, because it will just sheer out the product and give a lighter finish to the skin. So just right in the sides of the nose. Honestly, I just always go back and forth, back and forth. This is definitely a lot of makeup. And definitely full glam, but as you can see, it looks pretty gosh damn flawless, right? And that's what I mean, you definitely really want to take that time to just blend everything and make everything melt beautifully together. Oh, I done my primer off camera for some reason, but just in case you're curious as to what I used the Perfection Primer by Be Perfect Cosmetics in the shade Golden Glow. This is like a really nice illuminating primer, and it is quite dark because I obviously have fake tan at the minute. That's just what it looks like there. So it's not even as if I'm using like a gripping primer or a primer that's going to prolong the longevity of my makeup, but it is all about the prep and how you blend and how you actually apply and set the makeup, I feel, depending on how much you're using, but especially whenever it comes to Full Glam, more is more. Apply that goddamn makeup. Bit of cream blush now. This is Refi in Peach. Yeah, Peach. I'm now just going to set everything. You're going to do Full Glam. You're going to beat the face. Setting powders. Loose ones and a pressed one. So I like to start off with a pressed one because obviously my base is quite sticky. Okay, because we're using creams and products, liquids, whatever. So I don't like going on with a loose powder over a sticky base because I don't want that loose powder to just grab and stick and hold to certain areas. So I'm going to do a bit of a pressed powder just in the areas where I know I'm going to be applying the loose powder. So it's going to be a bit of a preset. And then for my loose powder, HIB Cosmetics. And of course, don't be shy. Definitely do not be shy whenever it comes to powder. At the end of the day, you're dusting it off, it's fine. You just want to make sure that everything is just set in place. And then I'm going to leave that for literally just like a wee second or two. Not that long because I feel like I don't really need it to bake and sit that long. And then I'm going to just dust this off. See, with whatever excess is on my brush now, I'm going to dust that over the forehead. There's such a love-hate relationship with this powder. Like, I like it, but I don't like it. Just finishing off the skin. Dull Beauty Glow Getter? Yeah, Dull Beauty Glow Getter. This is in the shade Peached on the Beach. So, what is this? Whisper of Guilt. How do I not know these products by now? Highlight the shit out of your snaz. And I like to hit this bit up here as well. And I just the whole thing really. And because this is a glowy blush, I don't need a lot. Said me never. Bit of bronzer. This is the Vive Modern Bronzer. Two Colourpop palettes, the Good as Gold, Bare Necessities. I think I might actually go into the Good as Gold palette first of all and take this shade here. Just as a base shade to lay down over the lid and act as a transition. This is gonna sound so weird, but look how beautiful this shade is. It's so boring, you can barely see it, but it's just give the lids it's such a beautiful transition shade for my skin tone. You can see the way it's just created, it's like a really nice base and just a bit of contour for the eyes. So I'm now going to go into this shade here. I'm more than likely going to do a makeup look that I've already done and you've seen me do so many times, so I'm probably just going to speed through this. Back in the shadow, just along the lash line, laying it down quite thick actually, and then also bringing it out as well. Once I'm bringing it out, I'm lifting my brush and not applying as much pressure as I am in here because I want most of the pigment and most of the shadow to be quite intense here, but obviously as you come to the outer corner you're going to lift your brush, so it's also going to lift the pressure. And then also just a couple of swipe motions to blend that at the same time as you're more or less applying it. Keeping a blending brush handy. I'll take this dirty one, it's fine. To also just go in and give that a wee bit of a blend. A wee blob. And then right at the outer corner, this is when I'm really going to blow this out and start blending in circular motions. Feel free to grab the first brush that you took with your transition shade just to kind of help you do blending. Whatever. You know what I mean. So I'm now just going to be repeating the steps that I was doing. So obviously packing on with that first brush, same shade, and I doing my blending with the second brush. Mainly just at the outer corner. So I'm kind of wanting to create a bit of like a uplifted style on the eye, kind of like a cat eye, keeping all the depth and the darkness at the outer corner. You can kind of see the difference of like how that's like lifted the eye nearly already, and you can also see the fact that I'm blending up, like up and out. Gonna grab a clean brush. Now a wee bit of the black, starting on the lash line, and then starting, keeping using tapping motions by the way, it's just how I like to apply my shadow, just so you're really keeping that pigment and coverage. And also I'm gonna kind of open my eye while I'm blending it up to the outer corner so I can see the shape that I'm creating and where I'm placing the shadow. Now going in straight away with a blending brush, no product on it, and just giving that a wee blend. Taking that clean blending brush. Okay, I'm also going to apply a shimmer. Well, I use one of these, taking this shade here. Right, flat brush. Just like spread out those edges so the edges don't look as sharp and as straight, just so everything blends nicely. Oh, that looks so nice. Yummy! And then because I can't help myself, this is about to be a pressed glitter, right? Pressed glitter. I think, who remembers this palette? Oh my god, it is disgusting. But I literally cannot bring myself to bin this palette. This is one of the best and nicest palettes that Colourpop has actually ever came out with, like this collection of palettes. I think there was 3 different colour stories in this type of packaging, but this one, oh, and they discontinued them. The shade in the center is a pressed glitter, and it's just, oh, it's freaking unreal. Look at that, what a beauty. Bit of eyeliner. So you see the eyeliner I'm bringing out here to the outer corner before that has any chance to dry. Where's my brush? I'm gonna go back into the black from the Good as Gold palette and pack that on. I just ran a wee bit of this shade here along my lower lash line. Mainly I kept it at the outer corner and applied some lashes. Now I'm going to take Maybe Mitchell All Smiles No Budge, make a toast liner. I've been really loving this wee lip liner recently, the Revolution lip liner. It's in the shade Stiletto. It's a wee bit dry, so I kind of have to go a wee bit hard, but it's the colour of it, it's lovely. It's like a really nice, like warm tree brown. So it just gives you like the perfect lip line, or like perfect nude combo. L'Oreal and Balmain. And then I like to just get the lip liner again. Lastly, just applying a wee bit of mascara just to the outer corners. How good does this makeup not look? Not to tip my own horn, but just giving you a close-up of the base and everything. Oh, so good. I will try my hardest, if I can be bothered, to link a list of all the products that I did use down below in the description box for you. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and loved this glam, and I will see you in my next one.